People of the internet, RetroRaconteur here. It is now official. As you guys already know, this week we are finally getting the PlayStation Showcase. Will Hogwarts Legacy? Is this the moment, guys? Is this what we've been waiting for? Are we finally going to get more information on this game? Remember, we just had that PlayStation sizzle reel trailer a few weeks ago where they showed glimpses of Hogwarts Legacy. Surely they don't put that in there if they're not planning to show the game here. Hey, we recently did a stream over on Twitch, talked for over 2 hours about the game. I'm not going to post that full video here, but I will link to the VOD down in the description below if you are curious about checking out the whole thing. Here you can check out some of the highlights, some of the big questions that we had, some of the conversation there. And as always, guys, thank you all so much for watching. I'll talk to you again very soon. I think this is going to be a big week. Let's talk about this event. And what High IQ Warrior is getting at here, I talked about this in my last Hogwarts Legacy video. I think it's pretty clear at this point. We can say with about, 95% certainty that this game, PlayStation clearly has an exclusivity for the marketing on it. Now, some people in the comments were confused. They're like, what? No, it's coming to all systems. That doesn't mean that it's exclusive to PlayStation. What it means is, like, when you see the commercial, it's going to have the PlayStation logo. You're going to see it on the PlayStation blog. You're going to see it on the PlayStation Twitter or PlayStation YouTube, PlayStation Twitter. When you go to YouTube and you look for the Hogwarts Legacy trailer, it's not on a WB channel. It's not on an Avalanche channel. It's on PlayStation's channel. Like, that's where the official trailer is. They go silent for almost a year, guys. Almost nothing. All we hear is, like, the Warner Media CEO. He just happens to be there, and he's like, hey, here's some concept art. I don't think he even knew he was giving us, like, all of us fans are like, oh, something. Thank you. He gave us something. Just dead silence since the PlayStation Showcase, where they showed the PS5 for the first time. Right after that, they got the blog post. Then nothing all this time, except the delay, of course. Now, I guess it was 2 weeks ago now, a week and a half ago, there was a video that PlayStation tweeted out. Just like a little sizzle reel, you know? We've seen them a million times. Sizzle reel of different games. Hogwarts Legacy shows up in that trailer. All footage that we've seen so far. But still, that tells me it's like, okay, PlayStation, most people thought this already, by the way. So this isn't like something I just figured out. Don't think that, it certainly wasn't my idea. Most people have been talking about this for a while now, back since it was first unveiled. Maybe Sony has an exclusivity deal on the marketing for this. I think this just about confirms it. So for my prediction, I do think it will be there. And WB, Avalanche, if anybody happens to watch this from there, if it's not going to be there, you guys need to get out in front of this. Like, you need to put out a tweet. You need to put out an Instagram post this week and say, guys, we know you're super excited. We're working hard. The game's progressing great. Here's a couple screenshots. Unfortunately, it will not be at the PlayStation Showcase. We just don't have a trailer ready yet. I'll be upset, but I'll be good with that. I'll understand. If they let this event come and go and say nothing, you thought fans were worried before. I'm telling you, it will be. The YouTube comments will not be a pretty place to be. The Twitter comments will not be a pretty place to be. It's going to be all out, freaking out, meltdowns all around. Now, all that being said, I do think it will be there. I think this is what we've been waiting for. I think they're gearing up for it. I think we're going to get a new trailer. I do. I think we're going to see gameplay, more gameplay than we saw before. And I think we're going to get at least a release window. At least a release window. They've already said 2022, so they're not just going to get up there and say 2022 again. Maybe they're going to say, like, summer 2022. I've been on record saying I think it'd be awesome if they kind of did something with Fantastic Beasts 3 to sort of release these close together. You've got a lot of opportunity for joint marketing right there with those two big, you got the big movie and then you got the big game hitting in the same year. So, do a stream of the showcase. Pat, I wish I could, dude. I think it's at, I've got it right here on screen here. Yeah, it'll be at 4 p.m. my time, so I'll be at work until 6 o'clock. But here's what I'm going to do. Like, here's what I'm going to do for you guys. This is going to be so hard for me to do, but I'm going to do it, man. I'm going to do it. Here's what I have to do. When 4 o'clock rolls around, I think if I can, at work, I probably won't be able to, I might be able to watch some of the showcase. Depends. Like, I'm on a computer all day at work, but it depends on how busy we are, whether or not I can, like, watch something. I will have it pulled up, and I'll be following on Twitter. But as soon, if I see that WB logo, I'm going to have to log off the rest of the day. Because I have to film a live reaction for you guys. I have to. Like, I can't watch it and then go back and, like, fake it. You know? I'm not going to do that. I want it to be my pure reaction to the trailer. Did you hear that? To the trailer? Like, I'm assuming it's going to be there. Oh, man. If they show it. If they show it. It has to be my real reaction, I feel like. I don't feel like it would be as good if I... Now, don't get me wrong. We're going to do videos after, like, breaking it down. Here's what you missed. Here's the secrets in the trailer. What does this mean? Do we have a date? Do we have anything? Like, what's extra? What's new that we've learned? But in terms of that reaction, we got to have a video just with me, with my initial reaction to the trailer. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do, man. Like, I wish I could live stream it. If I was at home, I would 100% be live streaming it. But yeah, I'll be at work until 6 that evening. So if they show it, like I said, I'm going to watch the event if I can, or follow along on Twitter. As soon as I see something about Hogwarts Legacy, I got to bounce. I got to log off social media the rest of the day until I can get home. I get home, I'm going to pull up the trailer, I'm going to record my live reaction, and I'm going to post it that night. I'm not even going to wait till the next day. I'm going to post it. But yeah, if I didn't have to work, I would 1000%. We would just hang out right here and we'd watch it together. Might be beating a dead horse if they implemented the ability to become an anime AI. I feel like that would add such a unique way to tackle obstacles in your animated form. Yes, I agree, Padfoot. I talked about that in one of my videos. It would certainly present a gameplay challenge, right? Because, well, and it's going to make a lot of people mad because you're not going to be able to include every animal, right? Some dude's like, I want to be a... I'm trying to think of these... My son's super into animals and nature right now. I'm trying to think of one of these obscure animals that they talk about. Oh, what is it? The tardigrades on the show Wildcrats. I think it's called a tardigrade. Somebody out there's got to be like, I can't be one of those. They're going to be so disappointed. No, I think it would have to be like a couple of animals that you could pick from. Or maybe it's just decided in the story. That might be the best way to do it. And now, you know, that might make people mad too, though. But just like have it set, like this is what you're going to become an animagus. This is what your character will be. Or have like 2 or 3 that you can pick from that kind of have the same basic functionality. Because once you do that, then you've got to make the game work around it, right? You've got to make the environments work around it. So like if you're a bird, then can you just suddenly fly everywhere you want? We've already seen hippogriffs in the trailer. Maybe you can. I don't know. So you have to think about things like that, right? If you're I don't know, something that can, if you're a lion, can you run around and like attack things? If you're a snake, can you climb in trees? But I totally agree. Like, if they could figure out a way to do it, I think it'd be awesome. Wonder if the extra development time let the devs squeeze in more features, gameplay elements. For Hogwarts Legacy, that's a good question. So let's talk Hogwarts Legacy, guys. It was announced, holy crap, dude, officially about a year ago, right around this moment. I don't remember the exact day. I'm sure one of you in chat remember the exact day. But it's been about a year now since we got our official unveil. Now, we know it's been in development even long before that. And they immediately said 2021. So they had to be feeling at least somewhat confident about where the game was at, right? So they say 2021. Then we get into 2021, and like the first month, January, they're like, nope, it's delayed. Which I know COVID and all that certainly affected a lot of things. But I don't think that was the only thing. So did they fit in more features? I'm going to make my guess here. I'm going to say they ended up being a lot further than they realized. But I do think they used this time to fit in something extra. And you want me to tell you what I think they fit in? I'm gonna stir the pot here. Dude, this one gets Hogwarts Legacy fans going like nothing else. Multiplayer. Yeah, multiplayer. Now, before you panic, the single player folks are like, no multiplayer! No. This is an action RPG. And I agree. It is. But after the game was announced, I think they saw so many people talking about, man, I would love to play this co-op with my friend or something, that I think, even if it's not at launch, I think they're going to add some sort of multiplayer component, whether it's down the line. It doesn't have to be at launch, but I do think they will add some sort of cooperative and or multiplayer component. Don't know when, but I think they will. I mean, it helps the longevity of the game, too. Right? How'd the multiplayer even work? I think it would have to be something that's not completely different from the main game. But if you've played Ghost of Tsushima or you've heard about Ghost of Tsushima, this one came out of nowhere. Nobody knew about this. Maybe they did somewhere and it was rumored. I didn't hear anything about this. But Ghost of Tsushima is a very strong single player. It's not an RPG, but it's got like upgrade elements to it. It's a great game, by the way, if you haven't played it. Huge game, open world. And then like a month or two after launch, they're like, oh, by the way, here's a free multiplayer update. And they just dropped it. They just dropped this multiplayer update that was like I haven't played it, but I've actually heard it's really good too. It's like a raid-like activity. So it's, of course, using the same engine and everything, but the missions and all, it's completely separate. You go in with a group of people and you work through these raid-like activities. If you ever played Destiny, it's nowhere near as kind of robust as those types of raids, but it's that similar idea. So something like that, I think would be great. And I know anytime you bring this up, like there's people on both sides of the aisle. Some people are so mad that it's already action RPG. They're like, what? It's not an MMO. I want to go around Hogwarts with my friends. And other people are like, no, stop, sit down. It's an action RPG. That's what we want. But I'm like, guys, we can kind of both get a little bit of what we want. Maybe not the MMO, folks. It's not going to be an MMO. But I think there could definitely be some co-op to it. Yeah. Scrubwork definitely think they will too. Might have just added in the framework for potential expansion co-op. You're right. It doesn't even have to be in the shipped game that they put out. Even do a separate game completely like GTA Online. Yeah, I mean, they certainly could. Hope we can visit places that you'd only know about it if you read the books, like the kitchens and such. The kitchens. The kitchens and the house elves absolutely need to be in. Arl, I agree. They kind of already confirmed house elves. I shouldn't say confirmed. They didn't confirm it, but they talked about house elves in that PlayStation blog article. They mentioned the house elves and like talking about how old does a house elf live or something, or some of the questions that they're thinking about. So I'm like, why would you know, if those are the kinds of questions they're asking and he's dropping the line house elves, surely they're actually going to be in the game. I mean, imagine how awesome that would be. Like if you just like, if you can go into the kitchens and see like the house elves just like working as they're preparing the food. The Expulso might have me shook, right? It looks like an axe or something that just right into the chest of a goblin. Maybe that's what they show at the showcase, but in better quality. Hopefully it's some gameplay moments like that, yeah. Oh, dude. I can't wait, man. Now I'm getting my hopes up, and it's not going to show up. It's not going to show up. Oh, man. I'm going to tweet at WB tomorrow and Avalanche and be like, guys, you really need to get ahead of this. If it's not going to be there, please get ahead of this, because we fans are so hyped and ready for something. All right, so let's talk this PlayStation event other than the Hogwarts Legacy. Like I said, I do think it's going to be there. I'd be super disappointed if it's not. If it's not, my recommendation, for whatever it's worth, which isn't much, but for whatever it's worth, I think WB and Avalanche absolutely need to get out ahead of it. Tweet like tomorrow, guys, Tuesday, and say, not going to be there. Here's a couple screenshots. We're working on it. It's going well. Development's pressing fine. Can't wait to show you something. Holidays of this year or early next year. Whatever. Just, you got to give us something this week, WB. You got to give us something. Overall, though, at this PlayStation event, I mean, let's start with the obvious ones. The first party stuff. Obviously, God of War. We got to get an update on God of War. I'm sure Horizon will be a big focus as well. All right, so I've got a website called Push Square pulled up here. I'm going to see what their predictions are. This is just for the overall event. All right, so their realistic prediction. Naughty Dog's The Last of Us multiplayer game will finally be... Hey, I threw that one out. I would be... I feel like that one is... likely. I'll say likely. Sammy wants more than what we know about already. Oh, okay, never mind. That's not really a prediction. Here's one. Sony will announce new PlayStation Plus incentives. I hadn't thought about that, but I like that. As the Game Pass gets more and more just appealing, like lots of focus on Game Pass and how awesome it is, which it is. I could definitely see them announcing some new PlayStation Plus stuff. The new Final Fantasy gets a March 2022 release date. GTA 5, these are predictions, by the way, guys, from Push Square. GTA 5's PS5 version will finally be shown off. Yeah, that seems kind of safe. Motorstorm, that's kind of off the wall. Gran Turismo 7 shares new gameplay and a tight release window. Metal Gear Solid Remake developed by Bluepoint Games. Okay, you want to know my pie in the sky, my like totally freak out, I would lose my mind, is if they announced Bloodborne Remake from Bluepoint. I'm a huge Bloodborne fan, guys. It's a shame they haven't updated that game for PS5. Just up the frame rate is all I need. Just unlock the frame rate. The art style is already phenomenal. Just unlock the frame rate for us, please. But if you're not going to do that, a Bluepoint remake would be phenomenal. Metal Gear Solid Remake, though, I think that one's like kind of a big rumor, though, right? I think that's kind of a big... But they've already remade Metal Gear Solid, like, how many times? Don't get me wrong, I like Metal Gear, but I like Bloodborne a whole heck of a lot more. So, yeah, those are some predictions. That's kind of what people are thinking. Some of those are realistic, and then some of those were considered dream predictions. If you're not already subbed to the YouTube channel, head on over there, youtube.com/RetroRaconteur. Check it out. We got a ton of Hogwarts Legacy content over there, and more to come. More to come, guys. This has been a blast. Hope you all have a fantastic evening. Have a fantastic rest of your week. And I will talk to you all again soon.